I was going through some of my emails and somebody, and they naturally didn't identify themselves. I don't know who the hell they are, but they sound sincere in the only positive sense. Um, Lambasting me, sort of, basically. Oh, why do you always center on the negative with regards to KRON? Why can't you be more positive? Almost sounded like a joke. And then coincide that with I'm on Facebook, which I rarely go on anymore. Not because I'm, necessarily critical. It's just kind of, I think, jump the shark on passe. And, I don't want to read about my friends or various friends on Facebook about their aunt's casserole or pictures of people, doing a Christmas dinner. It's just, to me, it's become sort of irrelevant. So back to the central point of this broadcast. I'm watching Catherine Heenan signifying that she's doing 3 hours solo work on New Year's Eve and got all this, response and all that. Fine. No issues there. But I've had people that used to work there, KRON. This could be any station that I've lambasted. There's plenty to choose from. But in particular, KRON. Between that and the email from somebody lambasting me because I'm not positive. So I throw it back to you, metaphorically speaking. What is there to be positive about KRON? Give me a break. And by the way, the irony is I've actually been positive about KRON not that long ago, saying that they do a decent job, not great, like pretty much everybody else, of giving you basic news. There's no dramatic, coverage. And I say dramatic in a good sense. It's very benign. It's decent. It's capable, but there's still too much crap. There's still too many people hanging on there who should know better and leave the arena like Elvis did, that kind of a thing. And putting that all aside, also, what am I supposed to say? How am I supposed to be so positive? I already have been positive about KRON. The lights work. They put on a decent newscast. I guess they have new jingles, new music, new graphics, and all that. But it ain't nothing like the old days. Well, Rich, you might say there's nothing like the old days. Well, yeah, but guess what? Not all media outlets are as putrid or as irrelevant or as disgusting as what KRON has become. And not just KRON, but I mention KRON only because you get this letter vilifying me. Oh, you don't say anything positive. Again, what the hell am I supposed to say positive? That Catherine Heenan, as good as she is, maybe it's time to kind of leave the premises and not get these thumbs up and likes on Facebook from people who haven't worked there for years, or maybe they do, or maybe they know people who work at KRON. KRON is like everybody else, pretty much. Nothing is sacred anymore. They got people that are reporters, allegedly, who are not really worthy of reporting on anything. Most of them don't even know the city. Most of them don't even know the Bay Area. They look as if they just got out of high school. They sound as if they just vacated the broadcasting school premises. The anchors are just, some of whom are just hanging on for whatever reason. Maybe they want to get out of the house. Good people have left, mostly. Oh, they do a decent job. And again, when the lights are working, but there's really nothing good to say or, to define at KRON. And again, KRON's not the only one, but KRON used to be a legacy station, used to be envious. A lot of the people would remark how terrific they were, how they being the workers, loved to go to work, loved to, deal with television journalism at its best. People like Evan White, people like Pete. Um, uh, God, I'm losing my mind. It'll come to me in a second. Um, the great anchors. Uh, and I mean, look, folks, I don't get off on vilifying these call letters, radio or television, or vilifying these people that are left. Some of them do a very decent job, but and I get harangued by a lot of you for only talking about the good old days and it's time to move on. Well, no, it isn't time to move on. Tell you what, you move on. If you don't like me and how I deal with that, it's a constant theme here, and I'm really proud of it because I'm not going to just move on, or I hate that term. Focus. You focus. Go do what you love to do. Go on Facebook and talk about your fucking Aunt Mamma's casserole, or go kiss the ass of various KRON people, some of whom should know better, and goddamn it, get a buyout or just get off the air. It's nothing like it used to be. Well, there's nothing like it used to be. Of course, I don't disagree with that. And I'm going to talk about it because there's enough people out there that want me to talk about it. And even if there wasn't enough people out there who wanted me to talk about it, I'm still going to talk about it. That's why you come here. That's why I do what I do. I'm not here to kiss ass. If I see something that I like, whether it's this era, that era, 20 years ago, the era when I was growing up, then I'll talk about it. And I'll even plug. And I'll even say, good job. As long as it's a good job. As long as there's somebody to detail. But I'm not going to sit and look at these Facebook postings and take shit from people telling me that I should stay more positive. Positive about what? Positive about what? Tell me what to be positive about. I would love to be positive. Tell me why I should be positive. I'd be broker than I already am. The truth of the matter is, with all this crap that we have, this Trek personified, these schmucks that are out there, men, women, young, some old, some who should know better. What? I'm going to applaud somebody who stays in the same seat if they do a good job. God, I'm not only going to applaud for them, I'm going to highlight them, say, thank God you're still there. By the way, it was Pete Wilson I was trying to think of. Which brings up, what the hell would Pete Wilson think about today's crap, Drek, or Van Amberg, or even Dennis Richmond? And he's still around, but he's dealing with some health issues and all of that. Look, I'm not here just to vilify and critique and to act and come out with this shit on bad things or mediocrity. Give me something cool. And don't give me some obscure shit or a documentary about a first responder from Hayward who's 89 years old and just keeps going and going and going. We all know that's fine. What am I going to do? Vilify the guy? But I'm not going to go on Facebook, again, which I don't really go to anymore anyway. I was drawn there because of this email to me about trying to be more positive about KRON. Folks, I've always dealt with this. I'm repeating myself ad nauseum. If there's something thematic, something decent to say that's been a long period of time, no matter what the outlet, whether it's KRON or whether it's KCBS, whether it's ridiculously pathetic KCBS, Channel 7, Channel 2, I'm going to applaud and I'll plug. But the constant theme here of you're going to rip me because I have nothing good to say. Well, look around you. Look around you. Stuck in this crap. We're a number 5 market. That should count for something, even in today's fucked up environment. So if there are some good series, If there's some good reporters who do a real good job and cover something in depth, not that KCBS crap, but who do a good job of something in particular. I get a whole bunch of stuff. And by the way, I'm very, very humbled about that. So maybe the fact that my word counts because I get all this stuff from a whole bunch of stations and various, national stations, et cetera, et cetera. I'm very, very humble. But the that fact, folks, things have changed. Of course, things have changed. You know, things don't have to change to be worse. They could be better. I'd love it to be and you may think I'm totally BSing. No. What if we were in a world here where things actually were better than they were 20, 30 years ago? I'd be all over that. I'm not of the if it bleeds, it leads and negative shit. I would love to be more positive. Give me something stylistically, substantially positive to opine about and to say, boy, what a great job. By and large, there is no content to speak of that. And as long as I'm here, if all goes well, I'm going to speak up about that because nobody else does. I'm not looking to be characterized as some hero or some whatever ombudsman. I'm just Rich Lieberman. I've done this for a while now. It's kind of like what I hope I could somehow turn into an everyday thing for mostly for you guys who watch. Some of my biggest critics, that's giving them too much credit. Some of my biggest maligners are people who rip into me. They're the first ones to complain, albeit silently and cowardly, about me not being around. Dare I take a couple of days off from this? But back to the main point. If there is something out there that I deem as interesting or credible or unique, if it's not just me, you can send me an email. Let me know. But I'm not going to stay here and, oh, how wonderful KRON is lately. Not with the shit that we have and stupid little reporters and people who really, again, should know better, not be on television, even though nobody watches local TV news anymore. If there's something defined out there that's good, let me know and I'll talk about it. I'll take a look. Doesn't mean I'm going to be agreeing with you. I may disagree. And I may disagree with you on something that you find to be repulsive. I might find to be decent or good or at least watchable. But I'm not going to just say here. And one last thing. I can't say this enough. So I'm going to say it again and again, as long as I'm here, as I always say. You know what? The good old days were good old days. You're damn right. I don't have to be in love with the present shit that you all have to put up with, that I've long given up. But you know what I do, folks? I listen, I watch. Maybe something has changed. Maybe there is something good to speak about, to talk about, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's why I continue to watch. But those of you that give me shit because of my continuation of this theme here of time to move on. No, it's time for you to move on. You move on. You focus on what the shit that we have today. And I'm being very, very diplomatic. I loved Pete Wilson and Van and Jerry Jensen and Pete Giddings. Yeah, good old Pete with the polka dot tie and the beard being shaved off, which was kind of funny as he skied down Mammoth Lakes and all that. I don't have to be, oh, it's so wonderful to be positive. We all know what happened to that positive news network. Remember years back? Oh, all we want is positive news. Why do you have to be so negative? We want positive. Well, the positive news network lasted about 2 weeks. Remember that when they went broke? They filed bankruptcy because nobody watched. Nobody wanted to see positive news. People wanted to see news. It happened to be more not positive than it was positive. So I'll tell you this. No, I have an idea for you. You go to KRON and watch KRON You go to Channel 7 and watch these assholes that they have on these days, for the most part. You go to NBC Bay Area and you be positive. I'm going to stick to doing what I do with no bet either way. I miss Van Amberg. I miss Pete Wilson. I miss McElhatton and Kate Kelly and even Radnich and even people that personally perhaps I have issues with or had issues with, but professionally, they at least, I don't even want to say moved the needle. They were just credible enough. And what they did, the series that they reported on, the news people who are out there like a Rita Williams and a Lloyd LaQuesta and field directors like really sincere, incredible people like Fred Zender. I'm going to miss those days. You're damn right. And nothing's going to change as long as I'm here on that. Go pick up some daffodils and maybe go to 7-Eleven and buy a cherry Slurpee and focus on the present and be therapeutic with yourself. Go sing Zippity Doo Yay or whatever the hell it is. Be more positive. Fuck. Why should I be more positive? You tell me. I will listen. I've got big ears.